Hi. So I am in my little office area here, and I just got back from a mom's group. It's very interesting because I am a mom. I'm a foster mom. And so that's been a really great experience. I can't talk too much about it, obviously, for many various reasons, for safety and things like that, and privacy of the children and things. But so I also am an actress, so I do, audition, and I also have been through breast cancer at a young age, and I have frozen embryos. And so, and I also have a show that I created called Chemo Barbie. And it's a solo show that I wrote, and it's directed by Jessica Lynn Johnson. And it's been a great experience coming out of treatment, and it's been traveling all over the world, and it's done really well. It's received wonderful reviews, and it's been helpful not only to me, but I had no idea when I wrote it that people would come up to me afterward and say, my husband was diagnosed, or my friend, or how do I help my friend? And it's not, a lot of people come up to me, whether it's about, it doesn't have to be about cancer. It can be about, like, people have issues like heart disease or a traumatic event in their life, because it really talks about living in the moments, and how it covers a lot of topics. It's not just, overall, it's about my experience as a survivor of breast cancer. And as I go through treatment and move through and beyond, hopefully there is an end. I have 2 more years of tamoxifen. I talk about, what I'm going through. I add to the show. So I talk a little bit about fertility. I talk about the embryos. They're in the show. I talk about how we became foster parents, and how that's been rewarding. How there are many ways to become a parent, not just, birthing your own clone. And then I also talk about relationship changes and things like, people change in your life. I talk about mortality and having to face that, because ultimately you face mortality. We all are mortal. Believe it or not, people, we're all mortal. It's just when you have something a disease, anything, or, a car accident, anything that kind of puts it to the forefront of your brain, you are dealing with it forever. And it just brings everything to the forefront of your mind, that we are here temporarily. And so it talks about that. It talks about my breast cancer journey. Once I'm triple positive, so my treatment, meaning that my treatment there's a lot of options for my treatment, and it drags on for years and years and years. And in a lot of these communities, they say, oh, well, you're done with treatment, but I'm on tamoxifen. So it's kind of like, where does the treatment end? So it's called maintenance mode, kind of. That's what a lot of doctors refer to it as. So I'm in that, and that comes with a whole slew of side effects. And so it's interesting. I have a lot of things that I've been through, and I talk about mental health as well in my show. That's a big topic, and there's a character in there that is called disappointment, and that is I've made the show. It takes fictitious liberties or amalgamations in the show. So that is, while I was seeking help from a professional, I was disappointed. And so there's a scene about that. And so it's very, there's a variety of things that you go through on this cancer journey. And if you know me personally, you know what I went through. If you watch a lot of my videos, and so what this entails, it's a lot. And it kind of just keeps going. If you've been through it yourself, or you've seen a friend go through it, it takes a lot. So all that to say, today I'm living life. You live life and you have a new appreciation for it. But you do kind of, Like, I really appreciate being a parent now, you know, and holding the baby and being able, just having time with the child. I have to kind of speak in code because I am, my hands are tied, and people that post about their foster journeys and stuff, I don't know, they're in different states, they're in different counties. My county is very strict, and I also think it's really inappropriate to post things about someone's personal journey if it's not them posting. So you have to be really careful. And in the future, if you think about it, is that child's gonna come back to you and say, my whole story is online because of you, and blah, 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 you know, and it's just not fair. So you have to be really careful. But I'm gonna speak to it about from my point of view as a parent. And I enjoy it. I was a nanny for years, and I babysat for years, and I have a very large family. So I was always with kids and around kids, and I taught arts education, and I have always been around children. And this experience has really been wonderful. I just love being with this child, and I am grateful for every moment that I have and with the baby. And it's interesting going to moms groups because I love to connect to other moms, and I love to meet new moms, and sometimes it's hard because my story is so unique. But everyone's unique in their own way. A lot of times people don't know what to say to me though. I don't tell the whole thing a lot of times. I hold back because as I kind of cover in my show, this is partly why I do my show. I want people to be like, holy shit, I had no idea that people go through that during treatment. You have to face fertility. Like, I can have a child, but if I choose to have a child, and there's a new scene in my show, actually, I've only done the scene once at the latest performance in March. No, it was a performance for February. March was a different performance. Same show, but I had to cut it down for time. You deal with fertility. And so, like I said, I have embryos frozen now, and I have triple positive breast cancer, which means it grows on estrogen. If I have a child, my risk could increase, like if I had a cancer cell in my body, my cancer cell grows it eats the estrogen, and it gets fed, and it can grow and grow and grow. I'm on something called tamoxifen. So tamoxifen blocks that estrogen from attaching to the cell, and so the cell can't eat, it dies. Well, you can't be on that if you're pregnant, right? So my lower half is super fertile. I can have kids, but my upper half's trying to knock me out, take me out, trying to kill me. So tamoxifen, if you're on it, there's a new study that they're doing now with women. And my doctor offered I could do this. It's basically you do the tamoxifen for 3 years, then you go off of it, and you try to become pregnant. Now, I could naturally become pregnant because I had a very healthy ovaries. They started acting again, so they started working again once chemo ended. They stopped. I went into menopause. They stopped. All that jazz. So I get to experience menopause twice. And I could have a baby, but then I have to go on the tamoxifen again for 2 more years. Do I want to do that? Tamoxifen it cuts your metabolism in half. So that would make me, at my highest weight ever, cut my metabolism in half. It does not sound appealing to me. It's not healthy. Tamoxifen holds weight on the body, on the bones. It just holds it. I don't know if I want to do that. Part of me also, I just want this to be done. I am done with taking cancer medication. I want it to be over. So I'm like, let's just get through this. And I am a parent. So it is a lot of work. I know how much work it is. And tamoxifen is exhausting. And if I was to go back on the tamoxifen while having all these hormones in my body and being really, really overweight from being pregnant, and then having all this, not being able to lose it because I'm on this cancer medication, and then have all these hormones and having them being blocked. So like my body, it would be probably a mental mess. And having other child already, and then having another child, I'd be like, who wants to do that? Doesn't sound safe. Also, it allows this study that's happening right now to kind of progress a couple years to see if all of these women are recurring or if any of them are having new primary cancers. So I'm kind of like, I'll just wait, I'll see. I'll get to, foster more and experience that more. And then in 2 years, I'll get to end the tamoxifen, and then maybe I could try to naturally have a child. And sometimes when I could go into menopause super early, but it hasn't happened yet. I don't know. We'll see if the universe wants me to have my own biological baby or not, or if the universe decides to shut my ovaries down. If it does, once I stop taking the tamoxifen, I do have the embryos. Once again, you're inserting your body with chemicals and stuff because they want to, what they do with that is they give you hormones, to make you fertile so that the embryo will attach to your uterus and all that stuff. And that's kind of like taking an egg and going, poof, or an embryo, poof, hopefully it'll attach. If it doesn't, then it dies and that's it. And there are only 3. And one of them's a little more special, I guess, or wonky, I don't know. But it could be fine. It just looks a little weird to the doctor, but so all that stuff is happening. A lot of women go through fertility issues and stuff in general, so at these moms groups, people, all this stuff kind of comes up, the fertility and everything. And I don't go into the cancer stuff really, because like I said, it kind of scares people. I don't know if there's anyone out there that has my similar situation or not. It is sometimes I feel kind of alone, that's why I'm in like young adult support groups, and I'm in the breasties, and I'm in like different organizations that have younger women who have dealt with forced fertility, I guess you could say. Like otherwise, if I hadn't had breast cancer, I would just be having kids, be fine, because even all the doctors were like, wow, you're really fertile. They're like, oh my gosh, you have really strong ovaries, all this, it's just my tits are trying to kill me. So it's a lot. And, but I'm trying to meet more, and plus on top of all that, I am a foster parent. I didn't birth the child. And so I'm viewed a little differently, and they're like, that's a little odd, just different. I don't always say that I am a foster parent. A lot of times people think that the child is mine. I've been asked if I'm breastfeeding. I've been asked, which I laugh at because I'm like, if they only knew. I am, no, I can't really respond. No, my tits are trying to kill me. Yeah. So I get asked a lot of funny questions, and it's funny. I find it hilarious. I can't really, like I said, some of the questions I'd love to say, and I can't really because of the situation that I'm in, but really funny. But it's been so fun, and I really appreciate all of it. And I feel like I appreciate it more than a lot of parents because well, I'm lucky to be around here alive. I am lucky. I had something that tried to kill me in my body, and it tried to take this experience away from me. It's tried to take a lot of experiences away from me. It's tried to take, everything away from me. So I find that I really appreciate just being with my husband, with good friends, even just being alone, working on something that I appreciate, whether it's like a journal or like writing, or those are things that I appreciate. Submitting my show to different theaters, festivals, schools, things like that. I just find that I do really appreciate a lot of things, more. Yeah. Especially when it gets quiet and the baby's asleep. I have alone time and I can be like, oh my God, what can I do now? I can Peloton, I can write, I can work, I can, it's just, it's amazing. Well, like I said, if anyone has experienced all of these multiple things, let me know. I'd love to chat with you, whether you've been a foster parent, dealt with cancer and foster, it'd be awesome. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Have good days, everyone.